Hey, beautiful Pisces souls, I need to share something really important with you today. I just finished doing this reading, and honestly, the energy that came through was so intense and protective that I had to record this immediately, while everything is still fresh. So I was shuffling my deck this morning, thinking about all of you Pisces out there, and the cards literally started jumping out of my hands. You know that feeling when the universe has something urgent to tell you? That was exactly what happened. The message that came through is about spiritual protection and something really serious that some of you have been dealing with. I want you to know that your spirit guides are working overtime right now to protect you from something that was specifically directed at you. And I'm not talking about just negative thoughts or bad vibes. I'm talking about deliberate spiritual interference that someone has been trying to use against you. Before I dive into the cards, I need you to understand something. What I'm about to share with you isn't meant to scare you or make you paranoid. It's meant to validate what your intuition has already been telling you and to show you how powerfully protected you actually are. Your guides want you to know the truth so you can move forward with complete confidence and clarity. Let me just dive right into what the cards revealed, because this is information you need to know right now. The first card that practically flew out of my deck was the Ten of Cups. Now, normally this is such a beautiful card about emotional fulfillment and family harmony, but in this context, it's showing me something completely different. The Ten of Cups here is revealing that someone has been trying to use your own dreams and desires against you. This person, and I'm getting that it's someone who knows you quite well, has been attempting to manipulate your deepest wishes for love, family, and happiness. They've been using spiritual practices, and I'm getting very strong energy around candle work, petition papers, and binding spells. This person has been literally trying to tie your emotional energy to them through these practices. The Ten of Cups in this reading is showing me layers upon layers of manipulation that go so much deeper than I initially realized. When I first pulled this card, I felt this overwhelming sadness wash over me, but not the natural kind of sadness that comes from loss or disappointment. This was artificial, manufactured sadness that felt foreign and sticky, like emotional molasses trying to coat your natural joy and optimism. Your guides are showing me through this card that this person has been specifically targeting your dreams about future happiness. Every time you've imagined your ideal life, your perfect relationship, your dream home, or your vision of family togetherness, they've been trying to insert themselves into those visions. The spiritual work they've been doing is designed to make you unconsciously associate your happiness with their presence or approval. I'm seeing this person working with your photograph, and they've been placing it next to images or representations of the things you want most in life. They're trying to create energetic pathways that lead from your desires directly to them. It's like they're trying to become the toll booth that you have to pass through to reach your own happiness. The energy I'm picking up around this Ten of Cups is so manipulative because this person knows exactly what you long for most deeply. They've studied your emotional patterns, your responses to certain situations, and they've crafted their spiritual work to exploit your most tender dreams and aspirations. But here's what's absolutely beautiful about this Ten of Cups showing up first in your reading. Your guides are showing me that every single time this person tried to attach their energy to your dreams, your soul rejected it. Your natural Pisces intuition kept creating static interference that prevented their manipulations from taking full hold. I'm getting such clear imagery of you having moments where you'd be daydreaming about your future, and suddenly you'd feel this weird, uncomfortable sensation like someone was watching you, or like your thoughts weren't completely private. That was your psychic sensitivity picking up on their attempts to infiltrate your mental and emotional space. The Ten of Cups is also revealing that this person has been trying to make you believe that you're incomplete without them in your life. They've been sending energy designed to make you feel emotionally dependent, like your cup could never be truly full unless they were part of filling it. Your spirit guides are showing me that there were specific times when you felt inexplicably lonely or like something was missing from your life, even when everything was actually going well. Those feelings weren't coming from your authentic emotional state. They were artificially implanted to create a sense of lack and need that this person was hoping to fulfill. What makes this even more insidious is that they've been trying to use your natural Pisces empathy against you. The Ten of Cups is showing me that they've been projecting their own emotional neediness and desperation onto you, trying to make you feel responsible for their happiness, while simultaneously making you doubt your ability to be happy without their involvement. I'm also seeing that this person has been working with water elements specifically because they know that as a Pisces, you're naturally receptive to water energy. They've been doing cleansing rituals and water ceremonies, but instead of clearing negative energy, they've been trying to program the water with intentions to bind your emotions to theirs. The Ten of Cups is revealing that they've been particularly focused on your family relationships and your desire for harmonious connections with loved ones. They've been trying to position themselves as essential to your family happiness, possibly by creating small conflicts or misunderstandings that they then try to resolve, making themselves appear indispensable. Your guides want you to know through this card that your authentic desires for love, happiness, and family harmony are completely pure and untouched by their interference. The Ten of Cups represents emotional fulfillment that comes from genuine love and authentic connection, and no amount of spiritual manipulation can actually corrupt or steal that from you. What this person was trying to do was create a counterfeit version of the Ten of Cups energy, one that looked and felt similar to genuine happiness, but was actually hollow and dependent on their continued presence in your life. Your soul knew the difference, which is why their efforts kept failing. The Ten of Cups is also showing me that your emotional healing and restoration are happening now. All of those artificial feelings of loneliness, incompleteness, or emotional dependency are being cleared from your system. You're returning to your natural state of emotional wholeness and joy. I'm getting that your family relationships and close friendships are going to feel much more harmonious and authentic going forward. The interference that was creating small tensions and misunderstandings is being removed, allowing your natural warmth and love to flow freely again. Your guides are also showing me through this Ten of Cups that new opportunities for genuine emotional fulfillment are opening up for you now. Real love, authentic friendships, and true family harmony are flowing toward you because your energy field is clear and no longer being manipulated by outside forces. The beautiful message in this Ten of Cups is that everything this person was trying to make you believe you needed them for, you already have within yourself, or it's naturally coming to you through divine timing. Your cup has always been full, and their interference was just creating illusions that made it seem otherwise. Moving to the second card, we have the Three of Wands, and this is showing me the bigger picture of what's been happening. Someone has been watching you from a distance, planning and orchestrating things in your life. The Three of Wands is about expansion and looking toward the future, but in this reading, it's revealing how this person has been trying to control your future outcomes. The moment this Three of Wands appeared, I felt this uncomfortable sensation of being observed, like when you know someone is staring at you from across a room. But this wasn't just casual observation. This was calculated, strategic watching with specific intentions behind it. This card is showing me that they've been using spiritual work to try to influence your decisions, especially around travel, relocation, or major life changes. I'm getting that anytime you felt suddenly uncertain about a move or opportunity that you were excited about, their energy was trying to interfere with your natural flow. The Three of Wands typically represents successful planning and the ability to see far into the future with clarity and confidence. But in this reading, it's showing me how this person has been trying to hijack your natural visionary abilities and redirect them according to their own agenda. I'm getting very strong impressions that this person has been doing spiritual work specifically aimed at your travel and movement. Every time you've planned a trip, considered moving to a new location, or even just thought about expanding your horizons in any way, they've been trying to create obstacles or change your mind through energetic manipulation. Your guides are showing me through this Three of Wands that this person has been particularly threatened by your independence and your ability to create your own path in life. They've been working overtime to make you second-guess your instincts about new opportunities and adventures. The Three of Wands is also revealing that this person has been coordinating with others in their spiritual attacks against you. This wasn't just a solo operation. I'm seeing a small group, maybe 2 or 3 people, who have been working together and sharing information about you and your movements. What's really disturbing about this Three of Wands energy is that I'm getting impressions of them discussing your personal business, your plans, and your dreams, as if they had some right to input or control over your life choices. They've been treating your future like it was partially theirs to manage and direct. One person in particular has some knowledge of folk magic or root work, and they've been the one directing the others on what to do and when to do it. I'm seeing them with maps, calendars, and timing charts, trying to coordinate their spiritual interference with your natural cycles and important dates in your life. The Three of Wands is showing me that they've been particularly focused on disrupting your long-term goals and your ability to manifest your vision for your future. Every time you've set an intention or made plans for something you really wanted to achieve, they've been trying to send confusion and doubt to derail your progress. But here's what's absolutely fascinating about this Three of Wands appearing in your protective reading. Your guides are showing me that every single plan they made kept falling apart on them. You know how the Three of Wands represents successful planning and manifested results? Well, their version kept crumbling because your spiritual protection is just too strong. I'm getting such clear images of them making elaborate plans and doing complex spiritual work, only to have everything go wrong for them in unexpected ways. Their candles would go out at crucial moments, their petition papers would get ruined by sudden rain or wind, and their timing would constantly be thrown off by circumstances beyond their control. Your spiritual team has been actively working to disrupt their coordination and planning. Every time they tried to organize their efforts against you, your guides would introduce chaos into their process. It's like divine comedy watching their attempts to harm you backfire spectacularly. The Three of Wands is also revealing that your natural ability to plan and manifest your own future has been getting stronger throughout this entire ordeal, even though you might not have realized it. While they were trying to block your path, your guides were actually helping you develop even more powerful manifestation abilities. I'm getting that you've probably noticed that when you really focus on what you want and set clear intentions, things happen for you much faster and more easily than they used to. That's because your spiritual team has been turbocharging your manifestation abilities as a form of protection against their interference. This Three of Wands is showing me that you're entering a phase where your ability to see far into the future and make successful long-term plans is going to be incredibly enhanced. All of that interference that was trying to cloud your vision and block your path has been completely cleared away. Your guides are also showing me that new opportunities for expansion and growth are opening up for you now that were previously blocked by their spiritual interference. Places you wanted to visit, moves you wanted to make, opportunities you wanted to pursue, all of this is becoming available to you again. The Three of Wands represents the moment when you can finally see clearly to the horizon and know exactly which direction you want to go. That clarity is returning to you now in full force, along with the confidence and excitement to pursue your true path without hesitation or doubt. What's also beautiful about this card is that it's showing me your natural leadership abilities are emerging more strongly now. The Three of Wands often represents someone who inspires others and helps them see possibilities they hadn't considered before. Your experience with this spiritual attack has given you wisdom and strength that you're going to be able to share with others who need guidance and protection. The third card that came through is the Hermit, and this is such a powerful message about your spiritual awakening and protection. The Hermit represents going within, seeking inner wisdom, and finding your own light in the darkness. Your guides are showing me that all of those times you felt called to be alone, to meditate, or to just withdraw from social situations, that was actually your soul protecting itself. When the Hermit appeared in this reading, I immediately felt this sense of deep peace and safety, like being wrapped in a warm, protective cloak. This card is revealing that your natural inclination towards solitude and introspection has been your greatest shield against the spiritual attacks that were being directed at you. The Hermit is showing me that there have been periods over the past several months where you felt an almost irresistible urge to withdraw from social activities, decline invitations, or just spend more time alone than usual. Your friends and family might have worried that you were becoming depressed or antisocial, but your soul knew exactly what it was doing. Every single time you honored that inner call to solitude, you were actually breaking energetic cords and dissolving spiritual attachments that this person was trying to create with you. The Hermit represents the wisdom of knowing when to step back from the outer world and reconnect with your inner source of strength and guidance. Your guides are showing me through this card that your periods of solitude have been like going to a spiritual repair shop. While you were quietly meditating, journaling, taking baths, or just sitting in peaceful contemplation, your spiritual team was working to repair any damage that had been done to your energy field and to strengthen your natural defenses. The Hermit is also revealing that this person's spiritual attacks were specifically designed to make you feel isolated and cut off from others. But ironically, your chosen solitude became the exact opposite. Instead of feeling lonely and disconnected, your time alone became deeply nourishing and restorative. I'm getting such beautiful imagery of you during those quiet moments, and there's this golden light surrounding you that just automatically dissolves anything negative that tries to attach to your energy. The Hermit carries his own lantern, and that represents your inner light that no external darkness can extinguish. Your guides are showing me that during your meditative states and quiet times, you've been receiving direct downloads of protection and guidance. Some of this might have come through dreams, sudden insights, or just a deep knowing that you were safe and protected even when things felt confusing or uncertain. The Hermit is also revealing that your spiritual gifts and psychic abilities have been dramatically enhanced during this period of introspection. While this person was trying to dim your inner light and block your intuitive abilities, the opposite actually happened. Your time in the Hermit energy has awakened abilities you didn't even know you had. I'm getting that you've probably noticed your dreams becoming much more vivid and meaningful. You might be having prophetic dreams, visits from deceased loved ones, or dreams where you receive clear guidance about situations in your waking life. This is all part of your spiritual team strengthening your connection to higher guidance. The Hermit is showing me that you've also developed much stronger boundaries around your energy and your time. You've become more selective about who you spend time with and what activities you engage in. This isn't antisocial behavior, this is spiritual wisdom in action. Your guides are using the Hermit to show me that you're being called to trust your inner knowing even more deeply now. There have been moments where you sensed something was off about certain people or situations, but maybe you dismissed those feelings or thought you were being too suspicious. The Hermit is confirming that every single one of those intuitive hits was absolutely accurate. This card is also revealing that your spiritual practices, whatever they are, have been supercharged with protective power during this time. Whether you pray, meditate, do energy work, or just have quiet conversations with your guides, these practices have been creating an impenetrable shield around you. The Hermit is showing me that you're also being prepared for a teaching or guiding role with others. Your experience of navigating spiritual attacks while maintaining your inner light and wisdom is going to help other people who find themselves in similar situations. You're developing the kind of spiritual maturity and insight that can only come from walking through darkness and finding your own way back to the light. What's particularly beautiful about the Hermit in this reading is that it represents the moment when the seeker finds what they were looking for. After a period of searching, questioning, and inner work, you've discovered that everything you needed was already within you. Your own inner light is your greatest protection and your most reliable guide. Your guides are also showing me that your relationship with solitude is changing from something you needed for protection to something you choose for enjoyment and spiritual nourishment. The Hermit represents someone who has found peace with their own company and who can access deep wisdom through quiet contemplation. The Hermit phase you've been in is coming to a natural completion now. You've done the inner work, strengthened your spiritual connections, and developed the wisdom and protection you needed. The Hermit is showing me that you're ready to emerge from this period of introspection with greater confidence, clearer boundaries, and stronger spiritual abilities than you've ever had before. The fourth card is the Two of Swords, and this is showing me the mental confusion and decision paralysis that their spiritual work was trying to create in your mind. The Two of Swords represents being stuck between two choices, feeling mentally blocked, or experiencing analysis paralysis. The moment this Two of Swords appeared, I felt this thick, foggy energy around my head, like trying to think through cotton or mud. This card is revealing that this person specifically targeted your decision-making abilities, because they knew that if they could create confusion in your mind, they could more easily influence your choices. The Two of Swords is showing me that there have been times over the past several months where you felt like you couldn't think clearly, like your mind was wrapped in fog, or you couldn't access your usual sharp Pisces intuition. That wasn't natural mental fatigue or stress. That was deliberate interference designed to make you more susceptible to outside influence and manipulation. I'm getting very specific impressions about how this mental confusion manifested in your life. There were probably situations where you normally would have had a clear gut reaction or instant knowing about what to do, but instead, you found yourself going in mental circles, weighing pros and cons endlessly without being able to reach a conclusion. Your guides are showing me through this Two of Swords that this person used several different methods to create mental confusion in your mind. One of the primary techniques was energy work designed to overstimulate your mental processes, making you overthink everything to the point of complete paralysis. They were sending chaotic mental energy your way, especially during times when you were trying to make important decisions. I'm seeing them doing candle work and petition writing specifically aimed at clouding your judgment and making you doubt your own mental capabilities and intuitive wisdom. The Two of Swords is also revealing that they were trying to create a false sense of being trapped between equally undesirable options. In situations where there were actually clear solutions or obvious right choices, their spiritual interference was designed to make everything seem complicated, risky, or impossible to navigate successfully. What's particularly insidious about this Two of Swords energy is that they were trying to make you believe that you needed their input or guidance to make good decisions. By creating artificial mental confusion, they were positioning themselves as the voice of clarity and wisdom that could help you navigate the very confusion they were creating. I'm getting that there were specific instances where this person offered advice or opinions about decisions you were trying to make, and their suggestions always seemed to benefit them in some way or keep you more connected to their influence. They were literally creating problems so they could present themselves as the solution. The Two of Swords is showing me that they were particularly targeting decisions related to your independence and autonomy. Any choice that would have increased your self-sufficiency, moved you further away from their influence, or strengthened your personal power was met with heavy spiritual interference designed to make those options seem scary, risky, or impossible. Your guides are revealing through this card that there were probably times when you felt like you were losing your mind or questioning your own mental stability. The confusion they were creating was so artificial and foreign to your natural mental processes that it made you doubt your own cognitive abilities. But here's what's absolutely beautiful about this Two of Swords showing up in your protective reading. This card also represents the moment just before clarity returns. Your guides are showing me that all of that artificial mental fog and confusion is lifting now like morning mist dissolving in sunlight. The Two of Swords typically shows a figure blindfolded, representing the temporary inability to see clearly. But your guides are showing me that the blindfold is being removed from your mental and psychic vision right now. The clarity that's returning to you is going to be sharper and more precise than it was before this interference began. I'm getting that you're going to start having those instant aha moments again, where you just know what the right choice is without having to analyze it to death. Your natural Pisces intuition is being fully restored and actually enhanced, by this experience of having to function without it for a while. The Two of Swords is also showing me that any major decisions you've been putting off or situations where you've felt stuck and unable to choose a direction are going to resolve themselves very quickly now. The mental clarity that's returning is going to make previously complex situations seem suddenly simple and obvious. Your guides want you to know that your decision-making abilities weren't actually damaged by their interference. They were just temporarily blocked or confused by external static. Now that the interference is being cleared, your mental processes are returning to full strength and actually operating at a higher level than before. The Two of Swords is revealing that you're going to have much better discernment going forward about when confusion is natural and when it's being artificially created by outside influences. You'll be able to recognize the difference between legitimate complexity and manufactured chaos. What's also emerging through this card is that your ability to cut through illusion and see truth clearly is becoming much more developed. The Two of Swords represents the power to slice through deception and confusion with the sword of clear thinking and spiritual discernment. Your guides are showing me that the mental strength you've developed by having to navigate through artificial confusion is going to serve you incredibly well in the future. You've learned to trust your deeper knowing, even when your surface mind feels uncertain. And that's an incredibly valuable spiritual skill. The fifth card that appeared is King of Wands, and this is revealing the energy signature of your main spiritual protector. This isn't necessarily about a specific person, although for some of you, it might be an ancestor or spirit guide who has this fiery, protective energy. When the King of Wands appeared, I immediately felt this surge of powerful, confident energy that was absolutely unwavering in its determination to keep you safe. This is mature masculine energy that's experienced, wise, and completely intolerant of any threats to what it protects. The King of Wands represents someone who has mastered their own power and uses it responsibly to protect and guide others. In this reading, this energy has been surrounding you like an invisible shield, especially during your sleep time when you're most vulnerable to spiritual attacks and interference. Your guides are showing me through this card that there's been a spiritual authority figure, possibly someone who has crossed over, who has been intervening directly in this situation on your behalf. I'm getting strong grandfather or father figure energy for many of you, or possibly a male mentor or teacher who passed away but has been watching over you from the other side. This King of Wands energy doesn't play games or negotiate with spiritual attackers. I'm getting very clear imagery of this protective presence literally standing guard around your energy field. And every time someone tried to send negative energy your way, it got immediately intercepted and neutralized before it could reach you. The King of Wands is also showing me that this protector has been actively fighting back against the people who were trying to harm you spiritually. This isn't just passive protection, this is active spiritual warfare being waged on your behalf by someone with significant power and authority in the spiritual realm. I'm seeing this King of Wands energy working with what looks like spiritual fire, literally burning away negative attachments and harmful intentions before they could take hold in your energy field. There's something almost dragon-like about this protective energy, fierce and completely uncompromising when it comes to your safety. Your guides are revealing that this protector has been particularly active during nighttime hours, creating a protective barrier around your sleep space and your dreams. Any attempts to influence you through dream manipulation or sleep-time spiritual attacks were immediately blocked and returned to sender. The King of Wands is also showing me that this protective energy has been teaching you and strengthening your own inner fire and personal power throughout this ordeal. While protecting you from external threats, this energy has also been helping you develop your own spiritual authority and confidence. What's fascinating about this King of Wands energy is that it's been operating with perfect strategic timing. Instead of just blocking every negative thing that came your way, this protector has been allowing you to sense just enough of the attacks to develop your own spiritual awareness and defensive abilities, while ensuring you were never actually harmed. This card is revealing that the person who was trying to harm you spiritually has actually attracted some serious karmic consequences because of this powerful protection around you. The King of Wands doesn't just defend, he also ensures that justice is served and that negative actions have appropriate consequences. I'm getting very strong impressions that this person has been experiencing a lot of unexpected problems and obstacles in their own life recently. Their spiritual attacks against you have been rebounding on them threefold, and the King of Wands has been making sure that they experience the full weight of their negative intentions. Your guides are showing me that this protector has also been working to expose this person's true nature to others around them. People who previously might have trusted or respected this individual are starting to see through their facade and recognize the darkness they've been hiding. The King of Wands is also revealing that your own leadership abilities and spiritual authority are being awakened and strengthened through this experience. This protector hasn't just been keeping you safe, he's been mentoring you and helping you develop your own power so you can eventually protect yourself and others. What's beautiful about this card appearing in your reading is that it represents the complete victory of light over darkness, truth over deception, and strength over manipulation. The King of Wands always wins his battles because he fights with integrity, wisdom, and divine backing. Your guides want you to know that this protective energy isn't going anywhere. Even as you become stronger and more capable of protecting yourself, this King of Wands energy will continue to be available to you whenever you need support or guidance. You've earned the loyalty and protection of a very powerful spiritual ally. The King of Wands is also showing me that you're going to start feeling much more confident and assertive in your daily life. The protection and mentoring you've received from this energy is helping you step more fully into your own power and authority. You're going to find it much easier to set boundaries, speak your truth, and stand up for yourself and others. The sixth card is Three of Pentacles, and this is such an interesting card to appear in this reading because it's usually about collaboration and teamwork. But in this context, it's revealing the spiritual teamwork that's been happening on your behalf behind the scenes. When the Three of Pentacles appeared, I immediately saw this image of multiple figures working together with incredible coordination and skill. This card is showing me that you have an entire spiritual support team that's been working together to keep you safe, and their collaboration has been absolutely masterful. The Three of Pentacles represents skilled craftspeople working together to create something beautiful and lasting. In your case, your spiritual team has been working together to craft an impenetrable protection around you and to repair any damage that was attempted through the spiritual attacks. I'm seeing ancestors, guides, angels, and possibly even living people who have been unconsciously sending you protective energy and prayers. The Three of Pentacles represents this kind of coordinated effort where each team member contributes their unique skills and abilities toward a common goal. Your guides are showing me that this spiritual collaboration has been incredibly sophisticated and well organized. Different members of your spiritual team have been handling different aspects of your protection. Some have been working on your energy field directly, others have been influencing circumstances in your physical world, and still others have been working in the dream realm. The Three of Pentacles is also revealing that some of you have been unconsciously participating in this collaborative protection through your dreams. You might have had dreams where you felt like you were in some kind of spiritual classroom, meeting place, or workshop. Those weren't just random dreams. Those were actual coordination sessions with your spiritual team. This card is showing me that your team has been meeting regularly in the spiritual realm to assess threats, plan protective strategies, and coordinate their efforts to keep you safe. The level of organization and teamwork happening on your behalf has been absolutely extraordinary. What's particularly beautiful about this Three of Pentacles energy is that it represents master-level skill and craftsmanship. Your spiritual protection hasn't been amateur or improvised. This has been expert-level spiritual work being done by beings who have mastered their crafts over many lifetimes. The Three of Pentacles is also showing me that this collaborative protection is being upgraded and enhanced right now. Your spiritual team has recognized that you're ready for a higher level of spiritual awareness and protection, so they're implementing new strategies and stronger safeguards. I'm getting that some of you are going to start noticing much more obvious signs and synchronicities from your spiritual team. They're moving from behind-the-scenes protection to more direct communication and guidance. You might start seeing repeating numbers, finding feathers or other meaningful objects, or having electronic devices behave strangely around you. Your guides are revealing through this Three of Pentacles that they've been documenting everything that was done against you spiritually. They've been keeping detailed records of every attack, every attempt at manipulation, and every harmful intention that was sent your way. This documentation is being used to ensure appropriate karmic consequences and to prevent future attacks. The collaborative aspect of this card is also showing me that your spiritual team has been working with the spiritual teams of other people who have been targeted by the same individual or group. There's been a coordinated effort to protect multiple people simultaneously and to expose the source of these spiritual attacks. What's fascinating about this Three of Pentacles is that it's also revealing how your own skills and abilities have been developed through this experience. While your team was protecting you, they were also teaching you and helping you develop your own spiritual craftsmanship and protective abilities. The Three of Pentacles represents the apprentice becoming skilled enough to work alongside the masters. Your guides are showing me that you're transitioning from someone who needs protection to someone who can participate in providing protection for yourself and others. This card is also revealing that there are living people in your life who have been unconsciously part of your protective team. Friends, family members, or even acquaintances who have thought about you with love, sent you good wishes, or prayed for your well-being have all been contributing to the collaborative energy that's been keeping you safe. The Three of Pentacles is showing me that this entire experience has created unbreakable bonds between you and your spiritual team. The collaboration and trust that's been built through navigating this challenging situation together has created relationships that will last beyond this lifetime. Your guides want you to know that the skills you've learned and the spiritual connections you've strengthened through this experience are permanent upgrades to your spiritual abilities. The Three of Pentacles represents the completion of an apprenticeship and the recognition of someone as a skilled craftsperson in their own right. The seventh card that came through is the Hanged Man, and this is revealing the suspension and reversal that was placed on the spiritual attack against you. The Hanged Man represents a complete shift in perspective and often indicates that what appeared to be a disadvantage actually becomes a source of strength. When the Hanged Man appeared, I felt this sense of everything being turned upside down and inside out, but in a way that ultimately served your highest good. This card is showing me that every single thing this person tried to use against you has been completely reversed and is now working in your favor instead. The Hanged Man represents willing sacrifice and surrender, but in this reading, it's showing me that the spiritual bindings and attachments this person tried to create have been completely reversed and are now binding their own negative energy back to them instead of affecting you. Your guides are showing me through this card that there was a specific moment when the spiritual tide turned completely in your favor. All of the negative energy that was being directed at you suddenly reversed course and began flowing back to its source with increased intensity. The Hanged Man is revealing that this person's spiritual attacks against you have created a kind of karmic suspension for them. They're now trapped in the very energy they were trying to use against you, unable to move forward or escape the consequences of their actions. This is such a powerful card because the Hanged Man represents the wisdom that comes from seeing things from a completely different perspective. What this person intended as spiritual bondage for you has become spiritual freedom, and what they intended as limitation has become expansion. I'm getting very clear imagery of this person hanging in their own web of negative intentions, unable to break free from the spiritual consequences of trying to harm someone with such powerful protection. They've become entangled in their own manipulations and deceptions. The Hanged Man is also showing me that this entire experience has been a spiritual initiation for you, though you probably didn't realize it at the time. The period of confusion, uncertainty, and spiritual interference you've been navigating has actually been preparing you for a much higher level of spiritual awareness and ability. Your guides are revealing that there was a period where you felt suspended or stuck, like you couldn't move forward in certain areas of your life. Now they're showing me that this was actually a protective holding pattern. You were being kept in spiritual suspension while the threat was identified and neutralized. The Hanged Man represents the shamanic concept of spiritual death and rebirth. While this person was trying to spiritually bind and control you, you were actually going through a profound spiritual transformation that has left you much more powerful and aware than you were before. This card is showing me that your perspective on this entire situation is going to completely flip. Things that didn't make sense, people whose behavior seemed confusing, situations that felt stuck or hopeless, all of this is going to suddenly become crystal clear from a completely different angle. The Hanged Man is also revealing that your spiritual gifts and psychic abilities have been dramatically enhanced through this experience. The period of spiritual suspension and introspection has allowed your intuitive abilities to develop in ways that wouldn't have been possible under normal circumstances. I'm getting that you've been developing the ability to see through illusion and manipulation with incredible clarity. The Hanged Man represents someone who has gained wisdom through sacrifice and surrender, and your willingness to go through this difficult experience has given you insights that will serve you for the rest of your life. Your guides are showing me that the reversal represented by the Hanged Man is complete and permanent. The spiritual attacks against you haven't just been stopped, they've been completely turned around so that all of that negative energy is now working to elevate and protect you instead of harm you. The Hanged Man is also revealing that you're going to have a much deeper understanding of how spiritual energy works after this experience. You've learned firsthand how negative intentions can be reversed and transformed, and this knowledge is going to help you help others who find themselves in similar situations. What's particularly beautiful about the Hanged Man in this position is that it represents the moment when the sacrifice becomes worthwhile. All of the difficulty, confusion, and uncertainty you've been through has purchased wisdom, strength, and spiritual protection that couldn't have been gained any other way. This card is showing me that you're emerging from this experience with a completely different relationship to your own power and spiritual abilities. The Hanged Man represents someone who has learned to work with universal forces rather than fighting against them. And that's exactly the kind of spiritual mastery you're developing. The 8th card is Three of Swords. And I know this might look scary given the context of this reading, but this card is actually showing the healing and resolution that's happening now. The Three of Swords represents heartbreak and emotional pain, but it also represents the moment when emotional wounds finally get the air they need to heal properly. When the Three of Swords appeared, I initially felt a sharp pain in my chest, but it was immediately followed by this sense of relief and release, like when you finally cry after holding back tears for too long. This card is revealing that the emotional healing you need is happening right now. In this reading, the Three of Swords is showing me that this person's spiritual attack was specifically targeting your heart chakra and your ability to trust in love and relationships. They were trying to create deep emotional wounds that would make you close off your heart and become suspicious and fearful of everyone around you. The Three of Swords is revealing that they were using spiritual practices designed to amplify any existing heartbreak or emotional pain you might have had from past relationships. They were trying to reopen old wounds and make them feel fresh and overwhelming again. Your guides are showing me that there were times when you felt inexplicably sad, heartbroken, or emotionally devastated for reasons that didn't seem to match anything that was actually happening in your current life. That emotional pain wasn't coming from your present circumstances. It was artificial pain being projected onto you through spiritual manipulation. This person was particularly trying to damage your ability to form new romantic relationships or to trust people who genuinely cared about you. The Three of Swords represents the fear of being hurt again, and they were trying to amplify that fear to the point where you would isolate yourself emotionally. But here's what's absolutely beautiful about this Three of Swords appearing in your protective reading. This card also represents the moment when emotional wounds are finally ready to heal completely. The pain that was artificially created is now being extracted and dissolved by your spiritual healing team. I'm getting really powerful imagery of golden light moving through your heart space, literally pulling out energetic debris and healing any holes or tears in your emotional body. The Three of Swords in this position is about spiritual surgery, removing what doesn't belong to you and restoring your natural capacity for love and joy. Your guides are showing me that your heart chakra is being completely cleared and restored to full strength right now. Any walls you built around your heart for protection are being gently dissolved now that the threat has passed, and it's safe for you to open up again. The Three of Swords is also revealing that you're going to have much clearer emotional boundaries going forward. You'll be able to distinguish between your authentic emotions and any external emotional manipulation much more easily. Your emotional body is developing a kind of immune system that will recognize and reject foreign emotional energy. What's particularly healing about this Three of Swords is that it's showing me your capacity for love. An emotional connection wasn't actually damaged by their attacks. It was just temporarily protected behind barriers while the healing work was being done. Now those barriers can come down because your heart is stronger than it was before. The Three of Swords is also showing me that you're going to have much deeper compassion for others who have been through similar emotional manipulation or spiritual attacks. Your experience is giving you the wisdom and empathy to help other people heal from these kinds of wounds. I'm getting that your ability to recognize genuine love and authentic emotional connection is going to be much more refined now. The Three of Swords represents learning to distinguish between real love and emotional manipulation, and that's a skill that will serve you incredibly well in all of your relationships. Your guides are revealing through this card that new opportunities for genuine, healthy love are opening up for you now that your heart space has been cleared and healed. The Three of Swords can represent the end of a painful emotional cycle and the beginning of a much healthier pattern of relating to others. The healing represented by this Three of Swords is deep and permanent. Your guides are showing me that the emotional wounds that were artificially created are being healed at the soul level, so they won't be able to be reopened or triggered by similar attacks in the future. What's also beautiful about this card is that it's showing me your natural Pisces empathy and emotional sensitivity are being restored to full strength, but with much better boundaries and protection. You'll still be able to feel deeply and love fully, but you'll be much better at distinguishing between your emotions and other people's emotions. The ninth card is Eight of Swords, and this is showing me the mental prison that was being constructed around you through spiritual manipulation. The Eight of Swords represents feeling trapped, restricted, or unable to see a way out of a difficult situation. When the Eight of Swords appeared, I immediately felt claustrophobic and restricted, like being wrapped in invisible chains that limited my ability to move or think freely. This card is revealing that this person was using spiritual practices specifically designed to make you feel hopeless, trapped, and unable to see solutions to your problems. The Eight of Swords is showing me that they were trying to create a mental cage around you, making you believe that you had no options, no way out of difficult situations, and no ability to change your circumstances. They wanted you to feel powerless and dependent on their guidance and intervention. Your guides are revealing that there were times when you felt like you were thinking in circles, unable to find clarity or direction in situations that should have been straightforward. That mental fog and sense of being trapped wasn't natural confusion or legitimate complexity. It was artificially created to make you more susceptible to manipulation and control. This person was particularly targeting your sense of personal agency and your belief in your own ability to solve problems and create positive change in your life. The Eight of Swords represents the illusion of powerlessness, and they were working very hard to make you believe that illusion was your reality. I'm getting specific impressions about how this mental prison was constructed. They were using spiritual practices to create energetic static around your mental processes, making it difficult for you to access your natural problem-solving abilities and creative thinking. The Eight of Swords is also showing me that they were trying to make you believe that asking for their help was your only option when you encountered difficulties. By creating artificial mental limitations, they were positioning themselves as the only source of clarity and solutions available to you. Your guides are revealing that this mental imprisonment was particularly focused on limiting your ability to see alternatives and possibilities. Anytime you were facing a challenge or decision, their interference was designed to make you see only the most limiting or problematic options while hiding the solutions that would actually serve your highest good. But here's the incredibly empowering message in this Eight of Swords. This card also represents the moment when you realize that the prison was always an illusion, and that you have the power to free yourself simply by changing your perspective and recognizing your own strength. The traditional image on the Eight of Swords shows a figure surrounded by swords but not actually physically bound by them. Your guides are showing me that you're in the process of removing the blindfold and seeing that you were never actually trapped. The limitations you thought were real were just illusions, created by someone else's spiritual manipulation. I'm getting such powerful imagery of you literally stepping out of this constructed mental cage and looking around in amazement at how much space and freedom you actually have. The solutions to problems that seemed impossible are going to start appearing naturally as your mental clarity returns. The Eight of Swords is revealing that your natural intelligence, creativity, and problem-solving abilities are being fully restored right now. All of that artificial mental fog and confusion is lifting, and you're going to be amazed at how clearly you can think and how easily solutions present themselves. Your guides are showing me that you're going to start having breakthrough moments where you suddenly see multiple solutions to problems that previously seemed insurmountable. The Eight of Swords represents the restoration of mental freedom and creative thinking after a period of artificial limitation. What's particularly exciting about this card is that it's showing me your ability to help others escape from similar mental prisons is going to be one of your gifts going forward. Having experienced spiritual manipulation designed to limit your mental freedom, you'll be able to recognize when others are trapped in similar illusions and help them find their way out. The Eight of Swords is also revealing that your relationship with challenges and problems is completely changing. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or trapped when difficulties arise, you're developing the confidence and mental clarity to see them as puzzles to be solved or opportunities for creative problem solving. Your guides want you to know that the mental strength and clarity you're regaining is actually stronger than it was before this interference began. The Eight of Swords represents someone who has learned to recognize mental manipulation and illusion, and that makes you much more difficult to confuse or control in the future. The 10th and final card is Ace of Pentacles, and this is the most beautiful conclusion to this reading. The Ace of Pentacles represents new beginnings, opportunities, and the manifestation of abundance in the physical world. When the Ace of Pentacles appeared, I felt this incredible surge of fresh, creative energy, like the first day of spring after a long, difficult winter. This card is showing me that after everything you've been through with this spiritual interference, you're now entering a completely new phase of life, where your natural manifestation abilities are going to be stronger than ever before. The Ace of Pentacles is revealing that this entire experience has actually strengthened your connection to Earth energy and your ability to create tangible, lasting results in the physical world. The spiritual attacks that were meant to weaken and limit you have instead forged you into someone with much more powerful spiritual protection and manifestation capabilities. Your guides are showing me that all of the energy that was being stolen from you or blocked by spiritual interference is now flowing back to you with compound interest. The Ace of Pentacles represents a fresh start with enhanced abilities and increased spiritual backing for all of your endeavors. I'm getting such exciting energy around new opportunities coming your way, particularly in areas related to your career, finances, or creative projects. The Ace of Pentacles is showing me that doors are opening that were previously blocked or hidden from your view by the spiritual interference you were experiencing. This card is revealing that your ability to recognize genuine opportunities versus manipulative offers is going to be incredibly sharp now. The Ace of Pentacles represents the wisdom to choose opportunities that truly serve your highest good while avoiding situations that might be designed to exploit or control you. Your guides are also showing me through this Ace of Pentacles that your material abundance and financial stability are being restored and significantly increased. Any blocks or obstacles in your career or financial life that seemed insurmountable are dissolving as your energy field clears completely. The Ace of Pentacles is showing me that you're going to have opportunities to create something completely new and beautiful in your life, something that reflects your authentic desires and values rather than what others think you should want or pursue. What's particularly exciting about this card is that it represents the seed of great abundance and success. Your guides are showing me that the foundation you're laying now is going to support incredible growth and prosperity in all areas of your life. The Ace of Pentacles is also revealing that you're going to have opportunities to help other people who have been through similar spiritual attacks. Your experience and the strength you've gained from overcoming it is going to become a source of abundance and opportunity as you share your wisdom and support others. Your guides are showing me that your natural Pisces ability to manifest through imagination and emotional energy is being dramatically enhanced by this experience. The Ace of Pentacles represents the perfect marriage of spiritual vision and practical manifestation, and that's exactly what you're developing. This card is also showing me that you're going to have much better judgment about business partnerships, financial decisions, and career opportunities. The experience of dealing with spiritual manipulation has given you incredible discernment about people's true motives and the authentic value of various opportunities. The Ace of Pentacles represents a new seed being planted in fertile soil. And your guides are showing me that the soil of your life has been enriched by everything you've been through. You're ready to grow something absolutely beautiful and abundant from this new beginning. So beautiful Pisces, let me wrap this up by saying that your spiritual protection team wants you to know that you are completely safe now. The person or people who were trying to harm you spiritually have been neutralized, and their ability to affect your life has been permanently severed. Your guides want you to trust your intuition more than ever because it's been upgraded and refined through this experience. Anytime something feels off or wrong to you, that's accurate information that you should act on immediately without second-guessing yourself. You're entering a phase of your life where your natural Pisces psychic abilities are going to be incredibly strong and clear. Use this gift to navigate your relationships and opportunities with complete confidence, knowing that you can trust what your inner knowing tells you about people and situations. Remember that you survived a coordinated spiritual attack that was specifically designed to break your spirit, dim your light, and make you dependent on your attackers. The fact that you're still here, still believing in love and goodness, still trusting in the possibility of happiness and success, means that your spiritual strength is absolutely unshakable. Trust the new opportunities coming your way. Trust the people who show up with genuine love and support. Trust your own ability to create the life you truly want. And most importantly, trust yourself completely because you have proven beyond any doubt that nothing and no one can truly harm the light that lives within you. Your spiritual team is staying close and will continue to guide and protect you as you move forward into this new phase of abundance, clarity, and authentic power. You've graduated from needing protection to being able to provide protection for yourself and others, and that's an incredible accomplishment.